Good morning students, my name is Suhas Vora, Assistant Professor of Electrical Department at Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology. So start with the new topic, we can see the previous topic. So in the last lectures we can see the method of voltage controls and the voltage control by the FET devices. So as we know, the voltage control method is divided is excitations control method, then tap changing transformer method, inductions regulations, synchronous condensations method, AGC systems, automatic voltage controls, series and shunt capacitors, and the voltage control by the FET devices. So in the last lecture we can see that the inductions regulators. So inductions regulators is essentially the constant voltage transformer. So the one winding of the transformer is moved with respect to the others and thereby obtain the variable secondary voltage. So the primary winding is connected across the supply while the secondary winding is connected in the series with the line whose voltage is to be controlled. So the positions of the one winding is changed with respect to other. The secondary voltage is injected into the line also change, and there are the two types of inductions regulations, the simple and three phase. So you can see here one will be changed with respect to the others. This one is the single inductions regulators and this one is the three phase inductions regulators. Then after we can see that the synchronous condenser. The synchronous condenser is nothing but its name says that the synchronous of the machines that is connected into the electrical network to the help in the maintaining the system voltage. So the synchronous machine is this case is essentially the motor to which no load is connected. So you can see here the synchronous machines. So the synchronous condenser is nothing but the more advantage techniques of the improving the power factor than the satisfactory static capacitor bank will be used, but the power factor improved by the synchronous condensers. Then after we can see that the AGC system, automatic generations control systems. So electrical power system is the automatic generations control system is the system for adjusting the power output of the multiple generators at a different power plant in response to change in the loads. So जैसे हम जानते हैं कि हमारी पावर सिस्टम में जिस तरह की आउटपुट चाहिए उस तरह से हम मोटर कंट्रोल करते हैं. These all systems are called the AGC control system. So since the power grid required that the generations and the load closely balance movement by the moment and the frequent adjustment to the output of the generations are necessary. So this we know that कि यहाँ पे हम सेंसर होते हैं तो जिस तरह से यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे जिस तरह से वोल्टेज यानी कि लोड चेंज होता उसके हिसाब से यहाँ पे हम एक्साइटेशन सिस्टम से हम मोटर कंट्रोल करते हैं. तो these all systems is called the automatic generations control system. So what is the functions of the AGC system? So this one is to balance the generations and the load in the power systems. It is used for the frequency control, then minimize the frequency deviations यानी कि disturbance and the regulate the tail-end power flow. Its system control the actions are initiated at the load dissipated centers for each control areas in the power systems. Then after we can see that the EVR system, automatic voltage control. So the EVR system is the automatic voltage control and this one is also called the automatic voltage regulator. So the exciter is the main component in the EVR loops and it delivers the DC power to the generator's field. It must have the adequate power capacity and the sufficient speed of the response. So these are the EVR system, how to control the stator size systems. So the basic rule of the EVR is to provide the constantly of the generator terminal voltage and during the normal and the slow change in the load. So exciter system are classified as the DC exciters, AC exciters, static exciters. So these are the diagram of the methods. So this one is the amplifier block, then DC excitation system, then generator, and to rectify the signals. So when we change the excitation systems or load, at that time the stabilization is also considered at the feedback path. So this one is the block diagram of this method. Then series and shunt capacitors. So as we know that the shunt capacitors are used to improve the power factors, and the capacitors are mainly connected to the bus bar system. So this capacitor is constant impedance type of load. So you can see here the phasor diagrams. In similar way, the series capacitor are connected in series, and one disadvantage of the series capacitor is the higher voltage are produced when the short circuit current will be passing through it. यानी कि we know that कि अगर हमारी सीरीज सिस्टम में, पावर सिस्टम में अगर कहीं पे भी शॉर्ट सर्किट होगा तो देर आर दी पासिंग द इनफाइनाइट करंट, एंड बिकॉज दीज आर दी डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ दिस सिस्टम्स. Then after the voltage controlled by the FACT devices. So FACT devices have the four parts: the static wire compensators, then thyristor control series capacitors, then static synchronous compensator, and unified power flow controls. So first one is the static wire compensators. We earlier see the what is the static wire compensator is nothing but the electrical device for the providing the fast acting reactive power on the high voltage. So they have place in the power transformer capacity of the transmission systems, then transient stability limits of the power systems, then damping of the power oscillators, then temporary over voltage on the transmission systems, and damping of the some synchronized oscillators. So these are the different type of the SVS, TCR, TSC, and the harmonics, etc. So the mathematical model is a two different type: SVC total susceptance model and the SVC firing model. You can see here these are the one type of the switch, thyristor switch control level. These are the susceptibles model. Now the today's topic is the voltage control by the FACT devices. We are already sees that the static wire compensator. Now the next topic is the thyristor control series compensators. So thyristor control series compensator is nothing but the capacitive reactance compensators, which is having the series capacitors bank and connected in parallel with the thyristor control reactors used to get the smoothly variable series capacitors in the reactance. So this one is the power electronic based systems, and the thyristor switching capacitor is connected in series with the bidirectional thyristor valve, यानी कि जो कैपेसिटर बैंक है हम सीरीज में कनेक्ट करते हैं. So this system can be control of the power flow, mitigate the subsynchronous reactance, improve the transistor stability, damp out the power system oscillator, resulting in increasing the power transfer capability. So these are the systems. You can see here the capacitor bank is connected to the parallel with the systems. So this module is connected to protect the equipment in parallel with the series capacitors. Here you can see that the metal oxide variator is connected in the parallel of the series capacitors. So this one is non-linear reactors which prevents the oscillator of the high capacitors over voltage systems. So this switch, it means the मेटल ऑक्साइड जो वेरिएस्टर है वो क्या करेगा कि कंट्रोल द वोल्टेज अक्रॉस द कैपेसिटर। यहाँ पे जो कैपेसिटर है उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए हम यूज़ करेंगे इट्स ऑफर द लो रिएक्टेंस पाथ ऑफ द हाई वोल्टेज टू इम्प्रूव द ट्रांसिएंट स्टेबिलिटी while offer the high reactance to the normal voltage. So hence the capacitor remain in the circuit during the fault conditions for the improving the transient stability maintain करेगा. So here we can use the circuit breakers in parallel with it. हमने आगे जो देखा कि जो ये सिस्टम है वो so the circuit breaker is connected in parallel to the capacitors to control it in the interactions in the lines, and this circuit breaker is bypasses so here जो कैपेसिटर है उसके पैरेलल में सर्किट ब्रेकर कनेक्टेड है। अब जब सर्किट ब्रेकर में या कोई भी फॉल्ट होगा तो बाईपास करने के लिए यहाँ पे एक स्विच है। सो द करंट लिमिटर इंडक्टर्स हियर द LD is used in the circuits to the limit the both the magnitude and the frequency of the capacitor's current during the capacitor is bypass operations। अब जब कैपेसिटर बाईपास ऑपरेशंस होगा तब वो फ्रीक्वेंसी कंट्रोल और मैग्नेटिक कंट्रोल के लिए यूज़ होगा। So actual this system consists of the several thyristor control systems modeled together with the fixed series capacitor. So this fixed series capacitor is minimize the cost of the circuits. So the operations of this system is the thyristor control system act as the series controller capacitor reactance which gives the continuous control of the power and increasing in the voltage across the fixed capacitors, and varying the firing angle of the thyristor we can control the voltage with the variations of the series capacitance of the reactance value. So the operations in the three modes, the first one is the bypass thyristor mode, then block thyristor mode, and parallel conducting thyristor mode. So this one is applied when the angle is 92 limited alpha. So the inductive region, then the alpha climb to 180 degree is the capacitive regions, and then after the resonance region. So these are the figure here, the capacitive regions, here the resonant regions and inductive regions. So these are the these are the three different type of the regions in this control method. So the all impedance characteristic is given. So the both the capacitive and the inductive reactance operations are possible by varying the firing angles. So that these operations in the inductive regions, you can see here the 19 to alpha limited, inductive limited system. So these are the characteristic of the thyristor control based series compensators. Now the next one is the static synchronous compensator, the STATCOM. So it is the another method for the system, the STATCOM. It is the shunt equipment to control the power flow and improve the transient stability of the electrical power networks by using the GTO, IGBT and etc. So this one is the compared to the design having the low noise and the low magnetic impact. So the component of the STATCOM is coupling transformers, voltage source converters. They have the another subdivisions, the square wave inverter using the gate turn off thyristors, and second one is the PWM inverters using the insulated gate bipolar transistors. Another one is the DC capacitors and the harmonic filters. So first one, the coupling transformer. So it is connect the inverters output to the power system. It provides the inductive reactance systems. So the next one is the voltage source converters. So voltage source converters convert the DC input voltage to the AC output voltage, and this one is divided into the two different parts. The first one is the square wave inverters using the gate on transistors. So there have the 4 3 levels inverter are used to use. So have to step voltage waveform will be output. So it controls the power flow by using the DC capacitors, and its output voltage depends on the voltage. So you can see the figures here. We can use the turn on the transistor and we get the step the waveforms. The next one is the PWM inverters using the insulated gate bipolar transistor. It means the IGBT. So it uses the pulse width modulations to the sinusoidal voltage waveform from the DC voltage, and the IGBT base is used for the VSC use as a fixed DC capacitor. तो यहाँ पे हम क्या करेंगे, थायरिस्टर भी यूज़ करते हैं और ट्रांजिस्टर भी यूज़ करेंगे, यानी कि दिस वन इज़ द कंट्रोलिंग मेथड ऑफ द PWM पल्स विथ modulations techniques. We have to get the divide this part in a small parts and we get the sine waves. So these are the voltage source converter systems. Now then after the DC capacitors, so it is the energy store device which provide the DC voltage to the inverters. Then after the harmonic, so harmonic is a very important part of the power systems. So harmonic is reduce the harmonic with the other high frequency components given by the inverters. So the reactive power exchange between the converters and the AC systems can be taken place by the controlling the magnitude of the three-phase output voltage of the converters. So these are the system. This one is the AC system, this one is the magnetic coupling systems, these are the voltage source converter systems, and the one is the capacitors controlling of the transformer. So these are the statecom systems of the. So these are have the different modes of the separations of the statecoms. So they have first mode is the over excitations model of the operations, which varies is the V0 to greater than or equal to V bus. Then after the under the excited mode of the operations, which one is V0 less than of the V bus, and the normal floating excitations mode. So in the first mode here the output voltage is increased above the AC system voltage and the current flow from the statecom to the AC systems. Then after the under excitations mode, in this mode the output voltage is decreased below voltage that of the AC system, then current flow from the AC system to the statecom, यानी कि ओवर एक्साइटेड में ज़्यादा करंट फ्लो होगा और अंडर एक्साइटेड में लो होगा, यानी कि डिक्रीज होगा. इन द नॉर्मल फ्लोटिंग सिस्टम इज नथिंग बट द आउटपुट वोल्टेज इज इक्वल टू द system voltage and the reactive power exchange is 0. So in this mode of the operations of the statecom, the resonance phenomenon is called. So resonance is cancel out to each others. So these are the two different system, voltage source capacitors and the voltage source inductors. systems. Then the last topic of the chapter is the UPFC, a unified power flow control system. So in this system, having the two back-to-back converters named the VSI and VSS2, and the power factor controller consists of the two back-to-back converters. As a name we already says that VSC1 and VST2 are operated from the DC link provided by the DC storage capacitors. So the arrangement of the operations and ideal AC to AC converters in which the real power can be freely from either in the directions between the AC terminal of the two converters, and each converter can independently generate or absorb the reactive power as it on AC output terminals. So these are the systems. So here you can see there the VSC1 is connected parallel to the transmission line and using the shunt capacitance of the transformer, and VSC2 is connected in the series with the series transformer. Now the DC terminal of the two VCS is coupling of the each other, and which provide the path for the active power exchange between the two converters. So the VC1, you can see here, the VC1 of the UPFC inject the voltage with the phase angle in the series to the line using the induction transformers, and the transmission line current flow through the voltage source में से करंट जाएगा, and as a resulting into the reactive and the active power exchange between its and the grid system. So the reactive power is exchanged at the terminal by the converters. Now the real power exchange taken place the terminal where the convert into the DC power which appear at the DC link and the reactive real powers. So यहाँ पे हम क्या करेंगे कि शंट और सीरीज ट्रांसफॉर्मर लगाया हुआ है. One VSC system is connected to the shunt and another one is connected to the series, and between these to put up the capacitors. This capacitor is using to control these systems, and the control system which one is be applicable. So this one is, as we discussed, so one VSC is connected in the shunt to the transmission line via the shunt transformer, and other one is connected in the series through the series transformers, and the DC terminal of the two VSC is coupled, and this create a path and the active power exchange between the converters. So this one is provide the main functions of the UPFC by inject the voltage with the controllable magnitude and the phase angle in the series with the line via and the injections of the transformers. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा कि जब फॉल्ट कंडीशंस यानी कि हार्मोनिक या जो भी होगा तो वो इंट्रोड्यूस होगा, तो जिस तरह से हम दो लिमिट सेटअप करेंगे और उसी टाइप से ये दोनों UCS1 एंड VSC1 और VSC2 कंट्रोल होगा. So now comparisons of the static var generators. So we can see already the three different type of the static var generator: TCR-FC, TCS or TCR-TCS. So when the loss and the var output की बात करें तो जो TCR-FC है वो large loss at the zero output, all are with the same type. Then the harmonic generations की बात करें तो in the TCR-FC has the large, TCSC have the less, and TCR-TSC is less. Then the cycle maximum theoretical delay. अब जब साइकिल की बात करते हैं हम तो in the TCR में अब cycles TCSC में 1 and the 1/2 of the cycles, and the transient behavior is poor, neutral. Now, comparisons of the shunt capacitors, synchronous condensers and the series capacitors. So the first criteria is the initial cost. So the shunt capacitors have the less, synchronous condenser is slightly larger than the shunt capacitors and the series capacitor is less. Then the losses की बात करें तो shunt capacitor have less than the 3 and the both the condenser and the capacitors is the 3 to 6%. Now the variations of the reactive components of the current in the shunt capacitors only when the possible surge of the voltage and current are there, then continuously variations of the reactance component of the current. But in the series capacitor have the discontinuous of the reactive component of the current. जब ओवरलोड की बात करते हैं तो शंट कैपेसिटर में नॉट पॉसिबल, सिंक्रोनस में पॉसिबल है बट द रिड्यूस द रिएक्टिंग पाथ एंड देन आफ्टर द सीरीज में पॉसिबल है ओवरलोडिंग सिस्टम्स, क्योंकि यहाँ पे शंट में क्या होगा कि जो भी आउटपुट है वो पैरेलल हो जाएगा. देन आफ्टर द इंस्टॉलेशंस की बात करें तो शंट कैपेसिटर इज़ वेरी सिंपल, then difficult condenser is difficult and the series capacitor is simple. So today we can complete the chapter number 1. Today's lecture we can see that the 3 different voltage control technique of the FLAC devices. If any query regarding this topic you can call me. If any questions regarding this topic you can mail me. My mail ID and the contact number is in your screen. Thank you.